Here is my Lego level for the deep sea diver. Right, so he starts off in the cave. He's been searching for treasure and stuff. He's running low on money, needs a big dive. Coming through, wow, he's found something. Big ruins, lots of statues. He could be onto something. So player starts, run along here, use their special ability, the boost jump, shown by an on-screen prompt, to get up to the top of this broken statue, then through the door into the next. Right, so the player's just come from the first section, come through, and they've arrived in some ruins with the first enemies, the angry fish and the lobster. Right, so the angry fish patrols left to right, and the lobster is a stationary enemy which attacks the enemy when they enter a certain area. So a player comes in. Right now they don't know how to take out each enemy, so probably try a few times, fail, get the idea. So more sensibly go through into the first door, which isn't being guarded, through into the museum area. The player has just come through from the plaza up to the museum, and they're in the museum. Right, instantly they're greeted by the spitterfish. This fish fills the room with toxic, which slowly rises up, poisoning the water, which is instant death for the player. So they need to move quickly, jump up on these ledges. Some of them will fall through, so it'll take a few attempts to get it right. Up through these ledges, if they're quick enough, can get to the health, to restore any health they may have lost in the first room. Climb as high as they can, and get over here to the harpoon gun. From here they fire it, shoot, take out the spitterfish. Spitterfish is dead. Now the toxic levels return, but the player has a new threat, because a lobster has just appeared at the entrance. So now they have to, an on-screen prompt will come up telling the player that they need to fire the harpoon at the lobster and knife it in order to kill it. So they have to fire the harpoon, quickly jump down, knife it, take it down, go back through into the plaza with the new harpoon. Okay, the player has just returned from the museum, just got the harpoon weapon, and now an on-screen prompt would come up telling them that they can take out these normal angry fish just by knifing them. So they may not have learnt that from the first encounter, they may just have ran straight through to the museum, they may have tried exploring, so now they know how to take it down. So they come through, attack the angry fish and kill it. Now they can attack the lobster, take it down if they wish, but the door behind him is locked. They can't get through without a key. So they will need to go through into any of the other rooms, up there or down there, to try and find this key. So we'll go through to the graveyard. Okay, the player has just entered the graveyard area. Here they see that there is an angry fish up on guard, somewhere too high up to get to. They can't boost jump up to this area, so they're going to have to find a new way of getting through this area. So here the fish actually shines a light onto the graveyard floor, like searching for enemies. It shines it here, moves to here, and back across down to here. It waits 1 second at each point, so that it gives the player time to manoeuvre between each area. So the player must move without getting seen by the light. If the player was to move into an area and then get seen by the light, a group of lobsters will appear and will take the player out instantly, reducing the player's health by 1 heart. So they'll have to restart from the start of this area. So they'll need to try and move through, avoiding the light, move here, behind the gravestones, through to here, over here, to get to the shell key, the key that opens the main door. Also, behind this wall, which hopefully won't be too noticeable, is a health pack, well, health bubble, which the player can grab to help restore some health lost whilst trying to work out what to do in this area. So the player goes up, grabs the key, and then simply the player has just returned from the graveyard, obtained the shell key, has the harpoon gun, and has everything needed to get through the final door, being blocked by the lobster. However, if they take too long, the angry fish that was waiting outside the door originally will have reappeared, so they will need to take that out again. So that's gone. Right. However, they don't need to go straight through that door. The more observant player will notice these side steps over here, which they can boost jump up. One, that leads you to a harpoon ammo, because the harpoon gun can only fire 1 shot at a time, so they'll need extra ammo to load it and take out all the lobsters. So the Lego man jumps up to here, jumps up. Right, the player has just entered this secret area from the previous room. Come through. There's a lobster in here, which is going to attack the player as soon as they make it to the edge of the first platform, because that's part of the lobster's area of attack. They need to have a harpoon ammo ready. So if they don't, they'll have to return to the other rooms, search around, because the harpoon ammo respawns every 3 minutes, so it shouldn't take too long. But hopefully they take him down, jump down, go down here, keep moving along, and here there is a double oxygen tank. You can see he has a single. This is a permanent health boost, increasing his health by 1 heart, so that'll make it easier for harder enemies which you may encounter later on. So player obtains that, then goes back up through to the entrance and goes back to go behind the door, which was originally locked, to go into the player's just gone through the locked door into the final room, and they find that there's loads of treasure, but it's being guarded by this shark. They need to be able to beat the shark in order to get through. The shark attacks in 3 areas, 1, 2 and 3. It'll lunge through, taking a second to charge, so the player has to keep avoiding, dodging the attacks, to try and find a way of taking it down. To take it down, they must climb up these side towers up to where there's harpoon ammo. Upon entering the area, the player will have no harpoon ammo whether they bring it through or not. There's 1 each side. They must climb up each tower using a boost jump at each area to get up, grab the harpoon ammo and shoot the shark. This will bring it down to a level from which they can attack it. So they come down, stab it, that'll damage it. Okay, then it goes back to its original position. Now they must do the same the other side. Grab this one, fire at it again, take it down, and then the shark is defeated and the player can go through to all the treasure. However, that isn't the end of the shark. Right, the player, he's just defeated the shark, he's got the treasure, and a new exit has been opened above the treasure room, which he's just swam through. However, to the player's shock, the shark is still alive. He didn't quite finish it off, and it's now coming back to chase him. So in this section, the player must swim. As the shark moves forward, they must swim, avoiding obstacles such as barrels and planks of wood, in order to get out through the exit of the cave. Towards the edges, there are hot steam jets that blow every few seconds. Then go back again and continually repeat this cycle. So the player has got to keep swimming through all these obstacles, shark moving behind, obstacles not stopping him. But here there are secret side paths which the player can take to get around some of the major obstacles like the pirate ship and the coral reef. So the player swims through, needs to get through this area, avoiding all the obstacles, each one reducing his health by 1 as the shark comes through. However, the shark can't get past the pirate ship and the coral reef. So now the player got away from the shark, now just needs to finish off the swim, past the steam jets and through to the surface, to where the level ends.